The biggest shock in the Kendrick Lamar and Drake saga may not be over yet. A new theory surrounding Kendrick's lyrics is sending the hip-hop world into another wave of debate. And this time, all eyes are turning toward 21 Savage. For months, fans have been dissecting every bar, every hidden meaning, and every possible message buried inside Kendrick's music. But now, some listeners believe they have uncovered a connection that could change how people view the entire battle. Was Kendrick Lamar already warning fans about what was happening behind the scenes? Was there a hidden message aimed at someone close to Drake? And why are people subtly bringing 21 Savage's name back into the conversation? The internet is exploding as fans analyze old interviews, past collaborations, and lyrics that seem to hit differently after everything that happened. Some believe this discovery proves Kendrick was thinking several moves ahead, while others argue that people are reading too deeply into the music. But one thing is clear, the conversation is heating up again. The questions are getting louder, the theories are spreading faster, and the latest Kendrick revelation has opened a new chapter in one of the biggest rap battles of this generation. So what exactly was uncovered, and why is 21 Savage being pulled into the center of this controversy? Stay with us, because the details behind this story are about to get even more interesting. The rivalry between Kendrick Lamar and Drake has become one of the most talked about moments in modern hip-hop history. What started as years of competitive tension between two of the biggest names in rap eventually exploded into a battle filled with unforgettable lyrics, shocking accusations, and moments that have fans around the world analyzing every single word. For years, Kendrick Lamar and Drake existed at the top of the rap industry, but they represented very different approaches to the culture. Drake built an empire through massive commercial success, global hits, and a connection with millions of fans across different genres. Kendrick, on the other hand, became known as one of the most respected lyricists of his generation, praised for his storytelling, deep concepts, and ability to create music that often required multiple listens to fully understand. The tension between the two artists was not created overnight. It was built through years of subtle shots, competitive moments, and conversations about who truly represented the highest level of hip-hop. Fans constantly debated their legacies, comparing achievements, influence, and artistic impact. But what made the situation different was Kendrick's ability to turn his music into a strategic battlefield, where every line seemed to carry multiple meanings. When the conflict finally reached a boiling point, the world watched as both artists released music that dominated conversations across social media. Every lyric became a topic of discussion. Every interview clip was examined. Every connection between artists, producers, and industry figures became part of a larger conversation. One name that became especially interesting during this entire situation was 21 Savage. Before the major fallout between Kendrick and Drake, 21 Savage had built a strong relationship with Drake. Their collaboration on projects like Her Loss showed a powerful creative partnership, and many fans viewed them as one of the strongest combinations in modern rap. Their chemistry was undeniable, and 21 Savage appeared to be one of the artists closest to Drake's inner circle. Because of that connection, fans began looking more closely at 21 Savage's role during the events leading up to the feud. Some started questioning whether his influence played a bigger role than people originally realized. Interviews, past statements, and moments from their collaborations began receiving renewed attention. One particular discussion that gained traction involved comments from 21 Savage about encouraging Drake during competitive situations. Fans began connecting those statements with Kendrick Lamar's lyrics, especially lines that reference betrayal, people around Drake, and individuals who might not have his best interests at heart. This led to a new wave of theories. Some listeners believe Kendrick Lamar has always been several steps ahead, hiding messages inside his music that become clearer as time passes. They argue that Kendrick's writing style allows him to create layers that reveal themselves months or even years later. Others believe fans are simply trying to connect unrelated events because the rivalry has become so massive that every detail feels like it must have a deeper meaning. That debate is exactly what has brought the latest controversy back into the spotlight. The idea that Kendrick may have included a hidden reference connected to 21 Savage has created intense reactions across the hip-hop community. Supporters of Kendrick believe it shows his incredible attention to detail and his ability to craft songs that work beyond the moment. Meanwhile, Fans on Drake's side argue that these theories unfairly target people connected to him, and that not every lyric should be treated as a secret message. The situation became even more interesting because 21 Savage has maintained his own identity as an artist. While he has collaborated with Drake and supported his longtime friend, he has also avoided becoming publicly involved in every aspect of the rivalry. His approach has led many fans to wonder what he truly thinks about the ongoing discussion surrounding his name. Now, with new interpretations of Kendrick's lyrics spreading online, the spotlight has once again shifted toward the relationships, alliances, and hidden meanings surrounding the biggest rap battle of the decade. Was Kendrick Lamar really leaving clues throughout his music? Did fans discover a message that was overlooked the first time? Or is this simply another example of how powerful hip-hop debates have become in the social media era? To understand why this latest theory has created so much attention, we have to go back and examine the timeline, the relationships, and the moments that shaped the conflict between Kendrick Lamar, Drake, and the artists caught in the middle. As the debate surrounding Kendrick Lamar's lyrics continued to grow, the conversation started moving beyond the music itself. Fans were no longer just listening to diss tracks for entertainment. They were searching for clues, hidden messages, and possible warnings buried inside every line. And that is where the controversy surrounding 21 Savage began to take a completely different direction. The biggest question became simple. Was Kendrick Lamar revealing something that people missed the first time? During the height of the Kendrick Lamar and Drake conflict, one of the major themes Kendrick focused on was the idea of trust. Many of his lyrics suggested that the people closest to Drake might not always be protecting him. He painted a picture of an artist surrounded by a large circle, where loyalty could become complicated, and where some relationships might not be as strong as they appear from the outside. That message immediately caught the attention of fans. Kendrick has always been known for creating songs that reward listeners who pay close attention. His writing style often includes multiple meanings, personal references, and carefully placed details. Because of that reputation, many fans began revisiting older songs and looking at certain lines through a new perspective. One lyric in particular became the center of discussion. 20 of them want you as a casualty, and one of them is actually next to you. At first, many listeners interpreted the line as a general statement about betrayal and the dangers of having too many people around you. But after looking at the events that followed, some fans started connecting the number 21 with 21 Savage. The theory spread quickly. Supporters of this interpretation argued that Kendrick was not randomly mentioning numbers. They believed the combination of 20 and 1 was a clever way of pointing toward 21 Savage, especially because of his close relationship with Drake. But the bigger twist came when fans started revisiting old interviews involving 21 Savage. Before the Kendrick and Drake battle reached its peak, 21 Savage had spoken about his friendship and creative relationship with Drake. He described how they worked together, how Drake shared music with him, and how they supported each other creatively. To some fans, these comments created a new storyline. They began suggesting that 21 Savage's encouragement may have pushed Drake toward becoming more aggressive in his competitive approach. They pointed toward moments where Drake appeared more willing to respond, release diss tracks, and enter a battle that eventually became much bigger than anyone expected. The theory was not that 21 Savage wanted Drake to lose. Instead, some fans argued that his influence may have unintentionally encouraged Drake to keep escalating the situation. And that is where the first major twist appeared. What if Kendrick Lamar's lyrics were not only attacking Drake directly? What if he was also exposing the environment around Drake, the people, influences, and decisions that helped shape the entire conflict? This interpretation changed the way many listeners viewed the battle. Instead of seeing it as simply Kendrick versus Drake, some fans started seeing it as a deeper story about strategy, alliances, and perception. Kendrick's approach appeared less focused on immediate reactions and more focused on creating a narrative that would continue long after the songs were released. Meanwhile, 21 Savage found himself connected to a conversation he never directly started. His name became part of a larger debate about loyalty, influence, and responsibility. However, there was another side to the argument. Many fans pushed back against the theory, saying that connecting the number 21 to 21 Savage was simply speculation. They argued that Kendrick Lamar has written countless complex lyrics, and not every number or phrase should automatically be treated as a hidden message. They also pointed out that 21 Savage and Drake's friendship existed long before the conflict, and that supporting a friend does not mean controlling their decisions. But regardless of which side people believe, one thing became impossible to ignore. Kendrick Lamar's lyrics had created another massive conversation. The power of the moment was not just about whether the theory was true. It was about the fact that years after songs were released, fans were still finding new ways to analyze them. That ability to keep people talking is one of the reasons Kendrick Lamar's music has remained so influential. And as the theories continued spreading, the biggest question remained unanswered. Was this just a coincidence created by fans searching for connections? Or did Kendrick Lamar really plant a message that was waiting for the right moment to be discovered? The answer, according to some listeners, was hidden in the next layer of the story. As the conversation around Kendrick Lamar's lyrics continued to spread, the situation began reaching a new level. What started as a simple fan theory turned into a full-scale debate across hip-hop communities, with thousands of listeners breaking down every detail, every interview, and every connection between the artists involved. The biggest shift happened when fans stopped looking at the lyrics as isolated moments and started viewing the entire Kendrick Lamar and Drake conflict as a carefully constructed story. To many Kendrick supporters, the battle was never just about releasing diss tracks. They believed Kendrick was building a larger message about reputation, loyalty, and the people surrounding some of the biggest names in the industry. And once 21 Savage became part of that conversation, fans started revisiting the timeline before the major clash between Kendrick and Drake. 21 Savage was one of Drake's closest collaborators. Their chemistry was obvious, and their joint project helped strengthen the idea that they were more than just business partners. They appeared to have genuine respect for each other's artistry. But after the battle intensified, fans began examining 21 Savage's past comments differently. An old interview clip where 21 discussed supporting Drake during competitive moments started circulating again. In the clip, he talked about Drake sharing music with him and how he would stand behind Drake's decisions. To some listeners, those words became a major piece of the puzzle. The theory grew stronger. Did 21 Savage unintentionally encourage Drake to enter a battle that would eventually become one of the biggest moments in rap history? Supporters of the theory pointed out that Kendrick Lamar repeatedly focused on the idea of people around Drake influencing his choices. They argued that Kendrick's message was not simply about one opponent, but about an entire system surrounding him. This is where fans believe the hidden message became even more interesting. They suggested that Kendrick was not only responding to what Drake said publicly, but was also analyzing the people and circumstances that brought the conflict to that point. According to this interpretation, Kendrick's strategy was different from a traditional rap battle. Instead of only attacking surface-level issues, he was creating a psychological battle where every relationship and every decision became part of the story. However, the controversy reached another level when people started debating whether 21 Savage was being unfairly blamed. Many fans offended him, arguing that artists constantly motivate and support each other. They said that encouraging a friend does not mean forcing them into a decision. Drake is an established artist with decades of experience, and ultimately, every move he made was his own choice. But others believe the situation showed how powerful influence can be inside the music industry. They argued that when someone at the highest level receives constant encouragement from their inner circle, it can sometimes create an environment where criticism disappears and confidence turns into overconfidence. This became the shocking reveal that changed the conversation. The real story might not be about whether 21 Savage was the person Kendrick was referencing. The bigger question became whether the people closest to artists can shape the decisions that define their careers. Because in the world of hip-hop, perception is everything. A single lyric can create a movement. A single interview can change how fans view an entire situation. And a single friendship can become the center of a worldwide debate. Kendrick Lamar's greatest strength has always been his ability to make people think beyond the obvious. Whether his lyrics were directly connected to 21 Savage or not, The fact that fans were still analyzing them shows the impact of his writing. Meanwhile, 21 Savage's name continued trending as listeners argued over his role in the story. Was he simply a loyal friend caught in the middle? Was he an important influence behind Drake's decisions? Or did Kendrick Lamar intentionally leave a clue that fans were only now beginning to understand? The debate continued, and with every new discussion, one thing became clear. This battle was no longer just about two rappers exchanging words. It had become a story about strategy, loyalty, and the hidden forces that shaped the biggest moments in hip-hop. As the new Kendrick Lamar theory involving 21 Savage continued spreading online, the reaction from fans and the hip-hop community became impossible to ignore. What started as a discussion among listeners quickly turned into one of the biggest debates surrounding the aftermath of the Kendrick Lamar and Drake battle. Social media platforms exploded with different opinions. Some fans praised Kendrick Lamar's ability to create lyrics that continue generating conversations long after music is released. They argued that this was exactly what made Kendrick different from many artists. His songs were not just meant to be heard once. They were meant to be studied, analyzed, and discussed. For Kendrick supporters, the possibility that he had hidden another layer inside his lyrics only added to his reputation as one of the most strategic writers in rap. They pointed to his history of creating complex concepts and storytelling that often reveal new meanings over time. Many fans began sharing lyric breakdowns, old interviews, and theories connecting different moments from a rivalry. Online discussions became filled with debates over whether Kendrick had predicted certain events or whether listeners were discovering meanings that were always there. One side viewed the situation as another example of Kendrick's lyrical genius. They argued that the strongest artists are not only capable of making popular songs, but also creating art that survives beyond the moment. To them, the fact that people were still analyzing Kendrick's words years later proved the power of his writing. However, not everyone agreed. Drake supporters pushed back strongly against the growing theory. Many argued that fans were reaching too far and creating connections that were never intended. They questioned whether every number, phrase, or reference in a song should automatically be viewed as a hidden message. Some fans offended 21 Savage and criticized the idea of placing blame on him for events involving two other artists. They argued that 21 Savage has always maintained his own career identity and artistic vision. According to them, being close to Drake does not mean he controls Drake's decisions. The debate became even more intense because of how important 21 Savage's relationship with Drake has been in recent years. Their collaboration created a strong partnership that many fans respected. Their chemistry on music projects showed two artists with different styles coming together successfully. Because of that, some listeners felt that turning their friendship into a controversy was unfair. Meanwhile, other artists and commentators approached the situation from a different angle. Instead of focusing only on whether the theory was true or false, they discussed a bigger issue: the influence of an artist's inner circle. Throughout music history, there have been countless examples of artists being shaped by the people around them. Friends, managers, collaborators, and advisors can all influence decisions, from creative choices to public responses. That made the Kendrick and 21 Savage discussion more interesting because it connected to a larger conversation about success, loyalty, and pressure at the highest levels of entertainment. Hip-hop commentators also pointed out that controversy itself has become part of modern rap culture. In today's digital era, every lyric can become a headline, every interview can become evidence, and every fan theory can create a new wave of attention. The situation demonstrated how powerful storytelling has become in music. Kendrick Lamar's supporters believed he understood this better than anyone. They argued that his ability to create multiple conversations from one lyric is a sign of elite artistry. On the other hand, critics warned that constantly searching for hidden meanings can sometimes distract from the actual music. They argued that the focus should remain on the songs themselves rather than endless speculation. Despite the disagreements, one thing was clear. The conversation proved that the Kendrick Lamar and Drake rivalry still had enormous cultural impact. Even after the biggest moments of the battle had passed, fans were still discussing lyrics, analyzing performances, and debating the meaning behind every move. The reaction surrounding 21 Savage showed just how deeply people analyze relationships within hip-hop. In a genre where competition, reputation, and loyalty matters so much, Even a single lyric can create a worldwide conversation. And as more fans continued digging through Kendrick Lamar's catalog, the question remained, was this truly another hidden message from one of rap's greatest lyricists? Or was the audience creating a story that became bigger than the original song? Either way, the debate had already accomplished one thing. It brought everyone back into the conversation and reminded the world why Kendrick Lamar's music continues to inspire intense discussion. As the debate surrounding Kendrick Lamar, Drake, and 21 Savage continued growing, one thing became clear. The biggest mystery was no longer just about a single lyric. The real question was whether Kendrick Lamar had been telling a much bigger story all along. Fans who believe in the hidden message theory say the most fascinating part is not simply the possibility of a reference to 21 Savage. The real twist is the idea that Kendrick may have been focusing on something deeper, the power of influence, the danger of an unchecked inner circle, and how decisions made behind closed doors can completely change the direction of a career. That interpretation has caused many listeners to revisit the entire rivalry from a different perspective. Instead of seeing it as a simple battle between two superstars, some fans now view it as a strategic chess match. They believe Kendrick was carefully choosing his words, creating layers that will continue unfolding long after the initial release of his music. And that is what makes the latest theory so interesting. If Kendrick truly included subtle references to people around Drake, then the battle was never only about direct attacks. It was about exposing the environment, relationships, and decisions that surrounded the conflict. However, the biggest cliffhanger remains unanswered. Was Kendrick Lamar actually predicting the role of 21 Savage, or are fans simply discovering patterns because they already know how the story unfolded? That question has divided the hip-hop world. Some believe Kendrick's ability to create timeless lyrics is exactly why these theories continue appearing. They argue that great artists leave behind work that can be examined from multiple angles, and Kendrick has consistently shown that he thinks beyond the obvious. Others believe the internet has become too focused on finding hidden messages and turning every lyric into a conspiracy. But regardless of where people stand, there is no denying the impact of this conversation. A single line from a song has created weeks of debate. A past interview has been viewed through a completely different lens. And a friendship between two artists has become one of the biggest talking points in hip-hop discussions. The most surprising part may be that the story is still developing. Because when it comes to Kendrick Lamar, fans have learned one important lesson. The first meaning of a song is not always a final meaning. Sometimes the biggest revelations come later, when circumstances change and old words take on a completely new meaning. So the question now is, if Kendrick really left clues hidden in his music, what else have fans not discovered yet? Could there be more lines, more references, and more connections waiting to be uncovered? For now, the debate continues. And whether this theory is a brilliant discovery or simply another internet mystery, one thing remains undeniable. Kendrick Lamar has once again proven that his music has the power to keep the world talking long after the beat stops. So now the question goes to you. After hearing all the details, do you believe Kendrick Lamar really left hidden messages inside his lyrics? Or do you think fans are connecting it that were never meant to be connected? The debate surrounding Kendrick, Drake, and 21 Savage has shown just how powerful hip-hop storytelling can be. A single verse can create conversations years later. A single line can make millions of listeners go back, replay the music, and search for deeper meanings. Some fans believe Kendrick's ability to create layers within his music proves why he is considered one of the greatest lyricists of his generation. Others believe that sometimes the simplest explanation is the right one, and not every lyric needs to have a hidden meaning. But that is what makes moments like this so interesting. Hip-hop has always been about competition, creativity, and interpretation. Every listener brings their own perspective, and sometimes the biggest discussions happen because people see the same words in completely different ways. Now we want to hear your opinion. Do you think the 21 Savage connection is a real hidden message from Kendrick Lamar? Was Kendrick already warning fans about what was happening behind the scenes? Or is this just another theory created by fans trying to understand one of the biggest rap battles in history? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let everyone know where you stand. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe for more deep dives into the biggest stories in hip-hop and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest updates. Because when it comes to Kendrick Lamar, Drake, and the world of rap, the next big revelation could be just one lyric away. Stay tuned, because the story is far from over.